Welcome back to another episode of SNEED-CAST Industry Update. You know, our series that keeps you updated with our ever-changing industry. For those of you that have been watching the series for a while now, you know how this goes, but for those of you that are new, welcome. We'll be covering the latest in manufacturing, packaging, coding, sustainability, and much more. I'm your host, Alexa, and today we'll discuss topics ranging from the port strike coming to a welcome halt, to ExxonMobil being sued for plastic recycling lies, to banning misleading date codes, to PepsiCo acquiring Siete Foods, and oddly and finally seeking out the Houston olive oil thieves. Starting off, in recent events, the prolonged strike at the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports reached an end when the International Longshoremen's Association, known as the ILA, and the United States Maritime Alliance, known as the USMX, arrived at a tentative wage agreement. This crucial development emerged from an urgent need to renew the existing contract, which both parties had extended through January 15th. This extension provided them with additional time to solidify a new deal, which was essential to prevent further disruptions at the ports. A significant aspect of the agreement included a substantial 61.5% wage increase for dock workers over the course of 6 years, addressing one of the primary demands put forth by the union. This increase was seen as a major victory for the dock workers, who have been advocating for fair compensation in line with the rising cost of living and the essential role they play in the supply chain. One of the most pressing challenges faced during the negotiations was the issue of port automation. Union President Harold Daggett highlighted the contentious role of automation, emphasizing the need to secure job security for workers in an increasingly automated industry. To address these concerns, the union urged an increase of $5 per hour per worker for each year of the contract. This demand aimed to compensate workers for the potential reduction in job opportunities caused by automation and to ensure their economic well-being. Acting Labor Secretary Julie Su played a pivotal role in the negotiations, demonstrating the importance of having a balanced approach in discussions. She emphasized that the bargaining process worked effectively when workers had a tangible voice at the table, resulting in historic gains within the context of a strong and resilient economy. She noted, "When workers have a real voice at the table and when they can help to determine the conditions of their jobs, we're seeing really historic gains for working people." Her involvement underscored the government's commitment to supporting fair labor practices and ensuring equitable outcomes for all stakeholders involved. The impact of the strike's resolution is profound for the entire logistics and transportation sector. Operations at several ports, including Georgia's, have gradually resumed, mitigating the severe supply chain congestion that had left 386,000 containers waiting offshore. The backlog affected not only the availability of goods, but also the timely delivery of essential products across the nation. While the recovery is underway, analysis suggests it will take a minimum of 3 weeks to return to normal operations. This recovery period underscores the importance of reaching a durable agreement, as reiterated by the National Association of Manufacturers. The association warned that future strikes could threaten $2.1 billion in daily trade and potentially reduce GDP by up to $5 billion per day. This resolution has provided temporary relief, allowing industries and retailers to refocus on growth while avoiding the looming threat of economic disruption. The resolution is a reminder of the critical importance of maintaining harmonious labor relations and advancing sustainable economic policies. Moving on, California's judicial confrontation with ExxonMobil unearthed serious allegations about the oil giant's practice concerning plastic recycling. Attorney General Rob Bonta has fiercely confronted ExxonMobil, alleging a decades-long deception regarding the recyclability of its plastic products. According to Bonta, despite plastics being labeled recyclable, a mere 5% actually undergo transformation into reprocessed goods. This discrepancy highlights a critical mismatch between consumer expectations and reality, fueling global pollution crisis in landfills and oceans. Attorney General Bonta has filed a lawsuit that draws on evidence sourced from the investigation initiated in April of 2022. This probe unveiled previously concealed documents indicating ExxonMobil's awareness of the minimal effectiveness of their recycling processes. The legal action articulates violations of California's nuanced and unfair competition laws, asserting that ExxonMobil has systematically shielded the public from understanding the harmful effects of plastics. Supporting evidence was strengthened by environmental groups filing a concurrent lawsuit. A significant hurdle for California is the nebulous legal terrain associated with public nuance claims, which could complicate securing judicial relief. Notre Dame Law School professor Bruce Huber remarks that while plastic manufacturers have obscured recycling challenges, the state's legal pathways could unravel a Pandora's box of similar claims. Despite ExxonMobil's defense citing the inefficiency of California's recycling system, the lawsuit counters this narrative by seeking civil penalties and establishing an abatement fund, hopefully to cease the deceptive practices and mitigate environmental harm. The ramifications of this legal pursuit are far-reaching, prompting a reconsideration of consumer behavior and trust in recycling systems. The potential dismantling of the myth of recycling, as articulated by A.G. Bonta, might spur regulatory recalibrations and industry accountability. ExxonMobil's promotion of advancing recyclability with an actual efficacy of mere 8% further compounds scrutiny of industry practices. As California stands at the forefront of this litigation, it beckons a pivotal shift toward authentic environmental accountability and an informed public narrative, while pressing other states and entities to align in safeguarding sustainable ecological practices. And speaking of California, California's latest legislative move addresses a common household dilemma, determining whether the food in our fridge remains safe to eat. Often guided by misleading sell-by or best-before labels, consumers frequently face uncertainty due to these unregulated and numerous state markings. These labels, often printed without proper standardization, can create confusion and misguide consumers. Current laws leave these labels devoid of universal meaning, not aligning with actual food safety concerns, which ultimately leads to a significant amount of unnecessary food waste. Under a new law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, California is becoming the first state to ban vague date labels, aiming for clarity by July of 2026. A standardized approach will introduce best if used by for peak quality and used by for safety, aligning with federal recommendations. These changes are designed to demystify the dating system on food products and provide clearer guidance for consumers. Exemptions apply to specific products like eggs, beer, and other malt beverages due to their unique storage and consumption characteristics. Democratic Assembly member Jackie Irwin hails this as a monumental step that will assist both consumers in making informed decisions and the environment by reducing waste. The absence of federal regulations has led to nearly 20% of food waste nationwide, with 6 million tons wasted annually in California alone, according to the FDA. For years, inconsistent labeling practices have contributed to this significant waste problem. Prior efforts, such as the voluntary protocol established by a 2017 law, failed due to industry noncompliance and lack of enforcement mechanisms. Erica Parker of Californians Against Waste highlights that widespread implementation wasn't happening, underscoring the necessity for mandatory standards to ensure changes are effectively adopted across the industry. This legislation not only aims to reduce waste, but also promote uniformity in food labeling, potentially influencing national standards due to California's significant market share. The state has long been a leader in progressive environmental policies, setting precedents that often inspire broader changes across the country. Nina Sevilla from the Natural Resource Defense Council views California as a model for other states and as a potential catalyst for federal action. Consumer education will play a crucial role in the transition, as Los Angeles shopper Jasmine Acosta points out the importance of label clarity in preventing waste. By providing clearer labeling, the law aims to eliminate the guessing game consumers often face, thereby enhancing consumer trust and contributing to environmental sustainability. The initiative is part of a broader effort to create a more sustainable food system that reduces waste and conserves resources. Moving on. PepsiCo Incorporated has announced a significant strategic move with its acquisition of Garza Food Ventures LLC, commonly known as Siete Foods, for $1.2 billion. This substantial investment underscores PepsiCo's commitment to expanding its better-for-you product offerings while emphasizing the importance of cultural diversity and authenticity in food products. Siete Foods, established in 2014, is celebrated for its heritage-inspired Mexican-American food products like tortillas, salsas, and snacks, which are distributed widely across the United States through various retail channels. The acquisition represents a pivotal expansion of PepsiCo's multicultural portfolio, integrating the celebrated and authentic Mexican-American flavors of Siete Foods into its products lineup. Ramon Laguarta, chairman and CEO of PepsiCo, has emphasized the shared passion for authentic food that exists between the two companies, expressing excitement about continuing the legacy built by the Garza family. The deal is expected to unlock new opportunities for expanding Siete's market reach and consumer base. However, this acquisition is not without its challenges. Regulatory approvals stand as a customary closing condition that must be satisfied, and ensuring the seamless integration of Siete Foods into PepsiCo's existing operations will require careful management. Solutions include leveraging PepsiCo's extensive distribution network and marketing resources to preserve and promote the unique identity and values of the Siete brand while expanding its footprint. The impact of this acquisition extends beyond the financial and operational realms. CEO and co-founder Miguel Garza sees this new partnership as an inspiration for Latino businesses, demonstrating the potential for thriving in a competitive landscape while honoring cultural heritage. The acquisition is expected to close in the first half of 2025, marking a new era for both PepsiCo and Siete Foods as they work together to deliver inclusive, culturally significant, and health-conscious products to a broader audience. And we've made it to our final story. In an unusual turn of events, Houston police are investigating the grand theft of $2.5 million worth of premium olive oil stolen from a third-party owned warehouse. The victimized brand, Terra Delisa, is renowned for its award-winning extra virgin olive oils, easily recognizable by their distinct dark glass bottles. This theft involves about 18 truckloads and 290 pallets, with each pallet holding 672 bottles, a sizable loss that highlights the vulnerability of premium commodities such as olive oil, especially amid rising prices driven by climatic challenges. A significant development in the investigation is the role of product traceability. CHO America, the manufacturer, has leveraged traceable lot numbers to identify and recover some stolen goods, including a pallet found being sold cheaply at a local store. Despite facing challenges like the lack of operational security cameras at the crime scene, the company is proactive in urging store owners to report unusually low-priced Terra Delisa products and to be vigilant for specific lot numbers associated with the theft. The impact of this heist resonates beyond financial loss, shedding light on the broader issue of olive oil thefts globally, particularly as Spain's prolonged drought has escalated oil prices. CHO America CEO Waji Rakik expressed the gravity of the situation, stating, "Knowing our product is being sold at half price or one-fourth the price at some stores now is devastating too. This theft not only points to supply chain vulnerabilities, but also raises concerns about maintaining product integrity amidst potential dilutions with inferior oils." As the investigation continues, Terra Delisa's commitment to transparency and collaboration with law enforcement may serve as a blueprint for mitigating similar threats in the industry. This episode of SNEED-CAST Industry Update is proudly brought to you by our SNEED-Pack adhesives. Whether you need tape that withstands diverse temperatures and work conditions, or an adhesive suitable for overstuffed packages and machine applications, our SNEED-Pack hot melt and acrylic tapes are here to seal the deal. And speaking of sealing the deal, did you know that purchasing a pallet of 2-inch or 3-inch acrylic or hot melt tape allows you to take advantage of our special limited time pricing of $2,599? While we wish we could offer this price indefinitely, it's available only while supplies last. Now that you know, the choice is yours. Like always, stay tuned for our next episode of SNEED-CAST Industry Update, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below to stay up to date with all of our great content. Also, let us know what topics you'd like to see us talk about here on the show. We look forward to hearing from you all. Bye, everyone.